Looks like we've got a 40 already. Yes. 1967. Beautiful. (2003) NIFC. Man, these black rolls are tight. Do not want to open. Hey Titus, good morning, or probably in your case, afternoon. Good to see you. You end up winning anything on Plumber Stacker's stream last night? I could not stay up, even though he had a lot of stuff I think still left. Oh, it's midnight. So not even afternoon. It's that much further ahead. Wow. So it's when it's nighttime here, then it's morning for you when you're watching our night streams then. Makes sense. It's morning on Tuesday. Yeah. That's craziness. So you can always tell us whether it's going to be a good day or not. Need to check in with you for predictions for the day. So I'll know whether we need to stay in bed or not. Black rolls are like wicked tight compared to the yellow ones. It's crazy. I can barely get them open without shredding the wrappers. It's going all right, man. I can't complain. I got myself a box of halves that was not already searched, which has been a problem I've run into. I got a circulated box of quarters, which is nice because I've been getting a lot of the airmen, so I haven't really been able to hunt them. So I've got 2 boxes of stuff that I can go through today, so I'm pretty happy. Wasn't able to get coin this weekend, or for the weekend I should say, because I had a rugrat that was sick on Friday, so I was home with him. So he messed my whole schedule up. But gotta take care of the little ones. So I had no coins to hunt over the weekend, which is unusual for me. Man, come on, rolls. Why don't you want to open? Ooh, man, that's not good. Man, those are big ones too, right? 6.8, I believe, are pretty significant. You haven't sustained any damage, have you? That'll mess things up big time. Yeah, the tornadoes and hailstorms, Texas here in the States, they got pummeled a couple days ago as well. And that's no good, man. That stuff's can cause some serious damage. So, is it like stormy season for you there? As far as the time of the year, or is it just thanks to our supposed global warming that's going on that causes more severe weather for you guys? Yeah. It was a weird winter here in the States, for sure. I mean, Texas got hammered a couple of different times this year. They got cold one time, and they got the hail, and luckily, or I should say, I haven't been affected yet. Hopefully, it does not transfer into hurricane season, because that's never good when you get a bunch of storms brewing through here. Usually September. Yeah, so a bit early this year then. You're getting them in the spring versus the fall. Now I think I know why Silver Seeker tears off the top and pops them out, because these are brutal to open. I normally always have the yellow boxes, so black boxes are new for me. I've done a couple. They are wrapped so much tighter than the yellows. The yellows are basically falling apart lately. Well, stay safe. Weather like that is never fun. Oh no, you lost your greenhouse to the tornado. That's no good. Had you planted everything for the season already? Did it take all that too? Hopefully you didn't lose all your stuff. That would be even worse. It's just now kind of planting season for most people, so... Better. Oh man, yeah, you don't even think about stuff like that. Yeah, from what I heard, I mean, because the Olympics are going to be there. They said that like Japan was pretty unvaccinated to begin with. Like the percentages were pretty low there to begin with, and then to lose a bunch of dosage because of broken freezers make things even worse. India's getting rocked right now. I mean, they certainly have a lot more population than anybody else, so it sounds more probably dramatic than it is, but this virus is no joke for sure. It's been a mess. I can't even imagine it lasting for another year. Hopefully they can get that turned around. Are people fairly hesitant to get the vaccine there, or? Fifth wave. Yeah, it just seems like the waves never stop. It's not cool. I'd like for this thing just to go away and be done with it already. Okay, well that's ooh, look at that. Gonna have ourselves a silver right here. Let's see what we got. 1967. Silver 2 of the box. One on the top row, one on the bottom row. Yeah, I think in the States here, we've just gotten to the point that I think most people that want the vaccine or and desire the vaccine have gotten it. I think there were like 100 million. I think the other people are the ones that are either unsure of it or don't want it at all. So it's going to be kind of hard to get to herd immunity if they can't convince some more people to consider it, or unless they start getting it figured out on what they're going to do for kids, because the vaccine here only goes down to 16 at this point, and they're not sure what they're going to do with anybody younger. Yeah, I've heard the same thing before. I hope that's not the case. I don't know if I want to live like this for another year. It's so difficult to do so little and have and really not be able to see your family is the biggest thing for me. Oh, you adopted some children. Congratulations. Too bad it was under the circumstances it was under. Yeah, we've lost way too many people to this. I'm sorry to hear about your losses, man. I have been fortunate enough to not directly be affected by the virus yet, which, you know, knock on wood, I am very pleased with, because it's touched so many people. And if you think about how it's affecting the kids moving forward, it's going to be, I mean, they're certainly very resilient now, but I think it's going to have a very long ripple effect. Not only on the way we do things, but just kids in general. I would hope that it was not something that was planned, because that would be pretty atrocious. I don't know that we'll ever know either, though, what the true thing is. There'll be conspiracy theories, you know, one way or another, and both parties will have pretty convincing stories, but that would be pretty crazy to think that someone would try to put this upon the world. But we've had some pretty bad people in the history of the world, so you can't rule it out either. Ogre coins! Hey, no worries. I've actually, I need to update the board. We've got two 40%ers and an NIFC so far. So for me, it's nice. I mean, I've really had a hard time getting boxes that have not been pre-searched by somebody else. I'm not quite sure how my banks are accepting boxes that are not sealed, but they have been, and they keep giving them to me, and I'm like, dude, this is not cool. I don't want these ones. They're already on it. I'll take them to get rid of them for you, but it's not a lot of fun to hunt. And again, I appreciate it. I don't know if you saw the videos I put out the last day or two, but thank you again for those packages. It was ridiculous. That was very generous of you, and I had a ton of fun. I have the box sitting next to me. I've gone through all the foreign coins. I have them all flipped up and ready to turn into shorts. And I greatly appreciate it. It was very cool of you. Now I just got to figure out how to return the favor, because I don't think that one Anza is gonna cut it, because you went above and beyond. All right, K-Titus, I appreciate you stopping by. Have a wonderful afternoon, or I should say evening, because it's midnight there. Feed those babies, take care of yourself and your family. And I'll catch you when I see you next. Yeah, you're probably just starting your day out there, aren't you, Aaron? Just getting things fired up for the day. I keep forgetting to update my board. We'll do that, so it's right. Might have a proof. Oh, you started 650? Oh, no, just a shiny 91. Talk about the early bird get the worm. Woo! Well, I guess the benefit of that is you probably get out a little bit earlier as a result. So I used to bake when I was in college. And that's one of the things that I loved and hated, was they had weird shifts that started super early. We had the overnight person started at midnight or 1, but the early baker came in at 4:30. But you're done by like 1. So it's nice. You have your whole day ahead of you. You just got to figure out a sleeping schedule around it. It's been an interesting little box. I'm not used to the black rolls that aren't already manhandled. I've had a couple that haven't been. Actually, that's where my best box came from, was the black rolls. But these rolls are tight, tight, tight. Mad Stecker, how are you doing this morning? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. I still didn't update my board. Dagnabbit. Get distracted way too easily. Last box contained a bunch of casino tokens from 72. Oh, cool. Yeah, I did some research on that, and it's not. When I originally saw it, it was I thought it was like an arcade at Disney, and it's not. It's they're award tokens that they give to the employees, and then they can use them at like special vending machines to buy like gift cards and random crap on site. So it's like if they did something special in their job, their manager would give them like 4 or 5 coins. So they're like employee token appreciation kind of for a job well done or doing something extra. It's pretty cool. Like an Oscar. Yeah. They actually have, when I looked it up, they have it's same thing, like the mouse car moolah. It's the same thing. They actually have mouse car statues, same thing, that are awards that are like Oscars, where they give them the awards. These are a little bit more like, you did more than you were supposed to do for your shift, so here's 5 coins. Yeah, I saw them on eBay. The ones on eBay, they were like $5-6. I don't know if it's people. I don't know if they still use those or not. But it might be people like, hey, buy these and then you can use them, because I don't know what the transition rate is as far as how many of those coins it takes to buy these things out of the. Because they said they're like vending machines almost that have gift cards and stuff like that in them. So people might be selling them just because they might have a higher value than. And they say no cash value, but if it only takes 5 of them to get a $25 gift card, then they would certainly have some kind of value for people that can use them. Or they just might be people collecting Disney stuff, because Disney's pretty highly collectible to begin with. But makes no difference to me. It's in my book and it will stay there. I'm really trying to find, as I'm finding some random tokens and things like that, I'm really hoping to find some of the older Chuck E. Cheese coins, but I won't buy them, but I'll certainly enjoy finding them. Yeah, I don't know if they're discontinued. I couldn't tell from the couple of sources that I was able to find out about them, whether they've been discontinued or not. I guess you could just talk to a Disney employee and they could tell you whether it's something that they're still doing or not. But definitely, to me, feels more like 2012 NIFC. Sounds like an 80s kind of gig. Like 80s, 90s, when arcades and vending machines and crap like that were hot to trot versus today. But I could be wrong. I have been wrong once or twice in my life. Oh, let's update this book before I forget. So we have 2 there. 2 there. Yeah, the Chuck E. Cheese. Just the difference is I never really realized, but they have like almost like quote unquote vintages of them where it's kind of the same, but they're slightly different. So they change slightly from year to year. And I wasn't really aware of that. And so that's kind of the cool thing for me. I mean, certainly, like I said, nothing that I would ever buy. I'm not that into Chuck E. Cheese's. Actually, I don't know that I even went to Chuck E. Cheese's as a kid. We had other places that were local and were not really a chain. I think Chuck E. Cheese's maybe is slightly past my time. But it's still cool. That's one of the things. It's just kind of one of those things. It's kind of like anything else. If once you get one, then all of a sudden you feel like you gotta collect them. Trying to figure out how to get a little more focus on my collection versus chasing all the things that are shiny. But that's very difficult to do. Come on, black girls. Look at these things, man. They just don't want to open. So you told me about Flying Twinkie, and I went by there and I saw all this stuff. And he's got just a ridiculous amount of stuff. And then he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll probably stream this weekend because I've got to go through all. I still got to continue going through this stuff." And then he didn't stream. It's like, you kidding me, dude? It's like you get my hopes up, see all this cool stuff, and then he didn't stream. But I'm sure his life got busy. But I'm really looking forward to his next stream. Because the amount of crap he's got is ridiculous. The amount of silver that he's got is ridiculous, but he's got some other interesting stuff. It'd be fun to go through a hoard like that, I can tell you that. Alright, well this box was not amazing. It did have some silver in it. We're down to our final 5 rolls. So it doesn't look like it's going to be a monster box. Unless all 3 or all 5 of those rolls are just packed. But I'll take the silver all day long, man. It's been quite difficult to find lately. So it's always a pleasure to see. Hoping to get one of those Texas boxes. They've been crushing it lately out there. Gosh. Yeah, I've always got projects. Like I said, you know, as soon as I find one, and it's like, you just kind of get stuck in that mentality that, oh, I've got one, now I've got to finish the whole collection. So I've got it. I've got some interesting, like, car rush tokens. When you're doing quarters, you find a lot of interesting stuff like that. Not as often as you'd like. Oh, we got another silver! Oh! We have 2! We got a sandwich! I think that's going to be a 90. What do you think? We got a 90 there? I think we do. Let's look at the 40 first. 68D. Come on, 90. Oh, and now it's nice. It's just a nice 69. Oh my gosh, how is that not a 90? Woo! That one's pretty. 69. So we had a sandwich. Yeah, 62 Benji. I wish. Oh, what a faker, man. I guess I'm a little disappointed with that. I thought for sure that was a 90. Wow. And the crazy thing is I actually asked this bank, this is a new bank for me, because it's a different branch of the bank that I currently have as a pickup, and they're closing at the end of the month. And so I started to have her order them for me just to get her used to it. I asked her to get me 2 boxes, so I'm trying to ease her into it, because she didn't want to order boxes for me anyways. And so she only brought out the 1 box. I'm like, what happened? There we go. Look at that. We got another one in there. I said, what did we, where's my other box? She's like, oh, the other one that they dropped off was opened already. So I just didn't even think you wanted it. I'm like, okay. Give me quarters instead. Let's see what we got here. I'm telling you, that looks 92. Is that going to be the Benji? Mad Stacker? Or are we going to get another beautiful 69? Nope, we're going to get a beautiful 67. Wow. Unbelievable. I'll take it, though. You won't hear me complaining about pulling silver out of the box, 90 or 40. That's pretty crazy, though, that those were both so pretty. And the only thing that stinks, man, is this is the last 5 rolls, which means this is going to probably continue into some other box that I do not have, which is not fun. Unless these boxes got dropped off at my next bank, and then it would be fun. That's where I'm going after I finish these. I'm going to my other bank to pick up the boxes that I didn't pick up on Friday because I had a sick kid. see if we can get some last roll luck here. This one doesn't look like it has anything shiny in it. I'm kind of surprised too, because this box only had 2 NIFCs, and I'm normally good for some NIFCs. That is the end of that box. Can we get some last roll luck here? Get that 90. Let's look at these rolls, how tight they are, man. They don't even want to open. Now we got a faker in there. It's like half silver. Oh boy. That's alright. That's a solid box, man. 5 silvers. Take that all day long. Now, I just hope the quarters are equally as nice. Alright, so what do we end up here? 67, that was beautiful. 69, that was beautiful. 68, that was average. 67, that was nice. And another 67. So we had 3 67s, 68 and a 69. And then we had a 2003 and a 2012 for NIFCs. So let's put that on our chart. Where are we at? Halves. Whoops. Whoa. Where are you going? This is... So we have an 03 and a 12. Oops. All right, that is updated. So we'll take this guys here. Come up here. Go there. So now we got to upgrade this board to the new board. Wrong thing. Where'd it go? Wow. Yeah, no, he's already told me that he's willing to sell me some stuff, and we just got to figure it out. It's, I mean, the amount of stuff he has is just ridiculous. So, I'm hoping that he scores some foreign. He didn't have much that I saw him go through the other night, but we'll find out. If he could get some nice foreign, I'd be pretty excited. The other stuff of it is pretty cool, but I just don't have a lot of extra flow right now to get into it. But his prices are definitely fair. That's for sure. Get rid of that one, and we'll move on to our quotas. Hopefully we can score some W's. Yeah, there was some foreign. He had a couple of foreigns, but I mean, he had some older Canadian stuff, but nothing too crazy. But I reached out to him and asked him to keep his eye peeled for the foreign, simply because the foreign tends to be a little bit less desirable. So I know that I'm not going to fight somebody else for it for the most part. I mean, when it's silver, people will fight for it, but the foreign a little bit less. Yeah, you know, he was on Plumber Stacker's stream last night, and he was buying silver. I was like, dude, you have It's crazy. He's sitting on a bazillion pieces of silver and he's still buying it. I mean, I think he said it was his family friend silver, so it's not directly his, but it just seemed weird. Oh, he's in Florida. Cool. I didn't know that. Yeah, there's a lot of people down here, quite frankly. Not quite as many as Texas. I think Texas and California both have Florida beat, but there's certainly a nice chunk of us down here. I haven't done quarters in, it seems like forever. I did 2 rolls over the weekend. I couldn't make it the whole weekend without something, so when I went to the grocery store, I asked him for 2 rolls. I didn't find anything. Yeah, the one that he was after was a maple that had a privy on it, and they definitely carry a premium from what I saw on eBay. Yeah, I'll buy some choice pieces someday. I just not in my budget right now. Trying to go after the low dangling fruit right now. No, like I said, I haven't had quarters. The last, let me see here. The last box of quarters I did was on the 26th, so it's been, like, for me, forever. And the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The last 7 boxes I've done have only produced 3 W's. So they are pretty quickly drying up, I think. Or maybe at least just in my area. I don't know, maybe because it's heavily hunted. I know that there's a number of people, just from the amount of stuff that I'm picking up that's already hunted or that you can tell has been gone through. There's a lot of people hunting in my area. So it might just be my area, but it is not as good as it once was, let's put it that way. I haven't seen any of the new Crossing the Delaware quarters yet, though. Coin Hunter Chris sent me some of the D's that he got last week, which was pretty cool, and they're beautiful quarters. But I haven't seen any in my area yet. I've been getting a lot of the Airmen. Hang on, I'll be right back. I gotta put my dogs out. Ooh. So I'm hoping this box has it. This box is definitely circulated much more than any of the ones that I've gotten lately. So, but quarters have been tough to find non-airmen and to find W's. Maze Workbench, welcome, my friend. Hey, I appreciate you stopping by, even if it's just for a few minutes. It's good to see you. Really enjoyed your commemorative hunts. Those are fun. I wish our quarters had some colorized stuff like that. I think those are pretty cool. We certainly, with the state quarters and the national parks, we have some of the same variety, but I think having some of the colorized stuff would be cool too. Would make them jump out of the box. Yeah, I've never found one wild. Asking for, you know, 'cause like I said, when I go to the grocery store, I'll ask for a couple of rolls, and I've never scored a W outside of a box. Yeah, he sent me some nice ones, that's for sure. Very generous. And he also sent me some other coins, I think, that I haven't done shorts on them yet, but the commemorative ones that he sent me from the War of 1812. Like I was telling you, those are some cool, cool coins. Oh, I forgot to tell you, too. Your penny box is done. I think I'm going to release a video today. It depends on whether I get to editing it or not. Yep, the CA box is done. Did it last night. You know I want to have those things. Like, I've got a Nevada box, and I've got a Guam box sitting right under my feet right now. So I'm going to try to space the release of all of those a little bit, but I know they're not going to sit there for too long. They all kind of stacked up all at once. I got to get some. I got to get some money out today because I got Nubs is going to send me the Wisconsin box. But I got to get his money up to him before he can send it. Yeah, the Nevada box did explode, man. When I opened it up, when I got the box, I was like, "This is kind of weird. I wonder how he sent it." And when I opened it, man, it was a disaster. But it's those the bubble mailers, man. Sometimes they're nice to them, and they definitely treat them like, because I got my Maryland box came that way, and he didn't tape it at all. He just like threw the box in that bubble mailer, and it came, and it was pristine. I'm like, dude, this costs half as much, and they treat them nicer. This is the way to send them. And then I got another box that was just like this Nevada box. It was just destroyed. All right, Emmanuel, have a great day. Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, the Nevada box, I had to rewrap 7 rolls. And the only thing that was disheartening about that box is because I had 7 rolls that were busted open. It looks like there's a lot of new coinage in there. So it might be a light box for fines. But until we get into it, I don't know. Come on, W's. Show yourself. I'd like to get a box with about, I don't know, 6 W's. Kick off the week strong. Yeah, the Ohio box is definitely was definitely the strongest. But I mean, it was stronger. It's been stronger by a lot by most. I mean, it was a solid box. I mean, the thing is, you just don't get those that often. I mean, it's better. The crazy thing to me is, a lot of the boxes I've been sending to people, like when I trade, have like nice stuff in it. Like, I can't tell you the number of people that I've sent boxes to as a trade, and they're getting like 20s and 30s, which I very rarely find. But it seems like every box I send away has some nice oldies in it. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. How come when I look through them, they're all like 40s and 50s, but when I send them away, they got nice stuff in them. Like, I sent that one box to Georgia Silver Hunter, and it had like multiple rolls of like BU 60s in it, like really nice 60s. I mean, they're not super valuable, but just the fact that he had a bunch of beautiful 60s pennies, I was like, how does that get sent away, and then I find these ones that are corroded? Luck of the draw, I guess. Yeah, I'm sharing the luck that I do not know I have. That's why I always think I'm unlucky, because when I have luck, I give it away. Oh, go figure. So they're really lucky when you don't get your luck? I don't know. I guess it depends on how you look at it, right? I don't know. I'm ready for a W, though. Thing is, most of these edges have been pretty claddy. So hadn't even a lot of opportunities like, oh, that's going to be one. I mean, if you look at these things, they are used up quarters, man. They are circulated. Which is weird for the bankroll, because bankrolls are normally have a pretty healthy mix of some old and new. These are all pretty old. Must have been the end of the hopper. But if they're old like this, maybe we'll find some silver. Who knows? Oh, come on. Some of those, sometimes I do. It really depends on, it depends on the day. I kind of like, this one looks good here. Ha-ha! And it is, what we got? Salty W. It depends on the day. It depends on what I got to pick up. Like today, I'm like, look at that. That was an ender too. I didn't even see it. I mean, besides it was a bat, it's a Samoa W that was an ender. Look at that. That roll got 2 in it. Woohoo! It depends on what I've got to pick up. I look for some of the more blatant. I mean, there's some varieties that you have to scope. And sometimes I look for them, sometimes I don't. A lot of the major ones you can kind of half see, and I'll set those aside just to verify them. Like the spinning horse, you can kind of tell if it's there without scoping it, but it's always good to verify. Like this one's got one by the saddle. I sometimes look for that. But like in today's case, because I did not do anything on Friday, I've got boxes all over God's green earth that I should have gone through on Friday and Saturday that I want to get picked up and gone through. So I'm more or less cherry picking these rolls for the stuff that's quick and easy to find. And if there's questionable stuff, I'll set it aside. But all the airs and varieties will not be hunted on these ones. And the only reason is I've just got so many of, I mean, like, I've got, you know, full rolls of 6 claws and snow on the roof. These are full rolls of airs that I've already picked up. And I don't even know what I'm supposed to do with them. The Wisconsin extra leaf, I definitely search for. That is one that I do not have and I want. But like with the spinning horse, you can you know, angle it so you can tell whether you've got a good one or not. And this one's kind of beat up anyway. So like the bat, I always look around the face because there's different ones on the big bat's face. But a lot of those you can pick up slightly. Like there's dye chips on this one, you know, behind this back tail. There's some up here by the rocks. I generally don't fuss with this. There's some stuff on the salt that the salt, Diggin' Dave swears there's a DDO on these that he thinks is gonna be worth something. I had a whole box of salts and I scoped them all, and it's just not my forte. And I didn't find a single one. But I want that extra leaf. Yeah, that's one I 100% look for on every one. That's why I roll the quarters. You'll notice that I'm going to look at both sides, and it's really just trying to find any of the big airs that visually you can see without, like this one here. Look at this one's been scraped across the parking lot. Like if it had a big dye gouge or it has a big cut or something, you'll pick those up just by doing a roll. And so I roll all of them, but like this one here, there's like 120 different DDRs on this one. And I've got like 4 tubes of different varieties of bat, but I'm not even really sure what I need to do with them. So some of them I've slowed my pace on hunting the varieties. So I've kind of kept the best of the ones that I found. Like this one, I very rarely, I mean, I probably should. There's the doubling on the window by the pump. There's the extra, there's the leaky bucket and the snow on the roof. Generally the snow on the roof, like this one's got a little bit of indentation, but it doesn't have the actual snow. And you can normally see the leaky bucket without scoping it, but you can't see that middle one, the doubling of the pump, without scoping. And I've got one of all of those already anyways, so I've kind of been a little bit less picky about it. I have not found a clip planchet. No, not on quarters at least. Mint Miser got a blank planchet earlier this year, which I thought was pretty cool. I've never gotten one of those either. I mean, I very easily could have passed up if it's a small clip. But for the most part, like I said, I try to roll the quarters to see all the sides and, you know, check the rims and anything that's blatant. I would hope that I catch, but I certainly do not scrutinize them as much as some. I mean, like, I know coin snobs, they spend like 6 hours on a box. And that's 2 of them. So, and they find, like, if there's a quarter in there that's just, you know, got anything wrong with it, they're gonna find it. I don't have the patience for that. I surface hunt more than anything. Now, if I am out of coin, I definitely am much more picky on my finds because I only have so much to go through. But like in today's case, I've got, I don't know, 10 boxes of halves out there waiting for me and 6 boxes of quarters. And it all has to be picked up, gone through, and returned before my new pickup on Thursday. And they'll get mad if I leave it sitting there too long. So I try to make a deal with them that they'll order for me, but I just need to make sure it's not sitting in their vault all week long waiting for me to come pick it up. And by the end of the weekend, I've normally already gone through, you know, 6-8 boxes of halves. And this week I've gone through none. That was the first box I've gone through of last week's orders. Plus, I don't have the ability to pick up monster boxes all at once. I mean, I know some of these guys are picking up, you know, all 10 of their boxes or all 20 of their boxes or whatever at once. I pick up 2. Go through them and return those 2 so I can use that money to pick up the next 2. Someday, then. You gotta pick up all the boxes. Dude, you find so much cool stuff at your LCSs, man. I'm so jealous. I can't wait to be able to find one. There's one on the other side of town that I think I want to go visit here in the near future and see if they have anything like that. But I don't know if it's because of COVID or what, but none of the places I've been to have anything you can go through, and they have really, you know, minuscule stuff in the cases even to look at, even though you can't touch it. Everybody else is like, oh yeah, we've got bins we go through and we do this and we do that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish. Yeah, I feel you, Mad Stacker. I mean, all of mine stink. I mean, I've actually even contemplated running up to the Coin Guide, and it'd be like 2 hours for me to drive there. But you know, as long as I'm not doing it on a weekly basis or something crazy like that, it might be well worth it because I have not had any luck in my area, and I've driven not quite an hour, but I've driven out quite a bit trying to find a decent one and not been happy with the results. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, you know, because at least I know he's got a bunch of stuff. And from what I can gather from watching the videos, his prices seem, you know, fairly fair. So I know it's not going to be a wasted trip, at least, even if I was just to go out there the once. But I'd like to find someplace that's close enough that I could, you know, visit and, you know, be able to dig through stuff. Because I just haven't been able to do that. I mean, the only places I'm able to find anything is by digging through boxes. And that's why I go through the boxes, because I'm hoping to find some cool stuff. But once you start getting into the older stuff, it's kind of hard to find in boxes. That's for sure. Yeah, if you can find some full steps, those are worth a pretty nickel, man. That is for sure. And it really depends on the date, too. There's certain dates that it's next to impossible to find full steps on. Still waiting for my nickel from the mint that I ordered in November of last year. They said they'll send it to me. I haven't seen it yet. I keep calling and they're like, well, what do you want us to do about it? I'm like, send me my nickel. It's a 2020 nickel. How is it still in back order? I think they're just going to try to wait me out. The toning on that one, man, is pretty crazy. All right, man. Good luck. Record away. Whoa. That was almost an explosion. Come on, we can still save this. Phew. Oh, that would be a beautiful one. But it's not. So, Ogre, when are you going to start putting out some videos? I looked when I put your link up there. Still no videos. You got all kind of cool stuff, my friend. It's not from lack of stuff, content related. I know you got a telephone. Yeah, I watched Blue Ridge as well. Yeah, the 50s, the 60s, and 70s, definitely. But I mean, really, it's tough on any of the nickels, I think, to be honest with you. It's not that hard. You just push play and you talk a little bit, and then you can upload it. I mean, you don't have to edit it like crazy. I mean, you certainly, if you do, it's going to give you slightly better results. But at the end of the day, a crappy video up is better than an awesome video that's not posted. So, and at least for me, you learn a lot just by kind of going through the process. I would tell you, is based on the pictures you've sent, you certainly could figure it out. And those interesting coins would be very interesting to a lot of people and fun to share. That's interesting timing for a 2020. In 1881, I would say that I probably don't. I actually just went through my Canadians last night, and I've got in 1876, and then I jump all the way up to 1906. So I do not have an 1881. But I just put all my Canadians into Namista last night. So that way I know what I've got. Canada's my next best collection to my US stuff. But I've got some decent pennies, and I've got a decent amount of the quarters too. Back to 1912. Most of the 30s and the 40s I have. 30s, 40s, 50s. So 29 1 cents. I have I have a couple of 20s. I have a couple 20s that are the large cent. I got a couple 20s that are the small cent. And then I jump right to 39's my next one. I'm pretty much full. I don't have the newer, like I don't have the 2012s, the 11. I've got 110, the 9s, the 8s, the 7s, those ones. But and then I'm pretty solid almost all the way to 47-ish, because this goes to 47 and 43. And once I get past 47, I don't have much. But again, most of these are ones that I have found coin roll hunting. So can't expect too many of the old ones. And I believe one of the 1920s that I have, or the 1920 small cent that I have, I had one, and then I believe you gave me one. So that's why it's in the book. Oh, wow. Yeah, when I was going through, when I was entering in, I noticed that one of the other ones that I actually wrote it down. Here it is. On a penny roll, there's the 85 I have, but there's an 85 that has a pointed 5 that I don't have, or at least in my book I don't have. So I made a note for myself to go back and check my extras to see if I had that pointed 85. I don't know that it's valuable, but it's a variant that is not in my book that I am now aware of. Man, there's not been a lot of pretty quarters in here, I'll tell you that. Most of the boxes I've had recently have had some... They haven't been heavy on the fines, but they've at least had some prettier quarters. These are all pretty rough. Even the 20s are nothing to write home about. Oh, when I was going through the world coins the other night, I think that I goofed up. When you talked about that gold coin, there was a gold weedy in that you sent me, but there was also 2 gold coins. I forget where they're from. But the gold weedy you sent me 1 of. The foreign you sent me 2 of. But I put my gold weedy in my state box since it did come from you. So I threw him in there in one of my extra spaces, saying that it was sent by Ogre Coins, is in my state penny box since it came along with the state pennies. But gold coin, I can't actually, it's not on top there, and I got stuff on top of my box, so I can't even pull it out. But the other one was it was like a 1994. It had the turtle on it. It looked gold, but it's a bronze coin from Cape Verde, I believe. It was in there, and I got 2. You sent me 2 of those. I get it. I get it from the Golden State. I want to find one of those Mikeys that Pa Spare Time's been finding. Myself a real gold piece in a penny box. Now that would be cool. But I don't think that's going to happen. So I'll stick for my gold-plated weeding. I can believe that. There's a lot of coinage when I was looking at it. There's a lot of coinage that the U.S. makes. There's a lot of coinage that Canada makes too. What blows my mind is the amount of territories that UK has. I mean, the Queen is every place. I thought that we had some spread. Ay, 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 ay. Come on, box. Give up. Give me something. Yeah, the queen is every place, man. I mean, it's going to be interesting when she's no longer there. What they do with the I mean, I can only assume they're going to put. I don't know. Is Charles next? I thought Charles was next, right? Or does his son automatically get in there? I don't know the order, but it's like, are they going to start putting them on all the coins moving forward, or what? But she's been around for a long time too. She's been ruling since I think she was like 20 something. So that certainly helps make up for the amount of coins as well. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the history, they've kind of always gone by whoever the ruler is. So I would guess it's whoever is, whether it's Prince Charles or I can't even think of his son's name. It will be interesting. I don't know that she's got too much more in her. But she's well cared for, so who knows? Maybe she'll make it to 100 plus. Maybe they'll transfer her brain into a robot and she'll live forever. Love to see another W or a silver or something. Come on, you can do it, box. I know you can. I know you got it in you. Yeah. Sounds right. That's the guy's name I couldn't think of. Prince William. So what's weird is that for some reason something happened to Prince Charles and Prince William, then you've got like a 4-year-old ruling the company or country. I mean, I know it's really more for show than anything. I think the Prime Minister is the actual ruler, but so Prince Charles does get in there. But yeah, the difference is like she started ruling when she was like 20, and he won't start ruling until he's probably like 60 something. So even if he has a good run, he's not going to be around but 20, 30 years. What kind of quarter is that? I don't think it's a quarter. Nope, it's a quarter. That's God there. So it's a guy we trust. 1990. Wow, you've seen better days for sure, my friend. Yeah, I guess that would be an eagle laying right there. Wow. Yeah, I was just trying to make sure it wasn't a form of some sort. That's tore up from the floor up. At least it wasn't sticky. Those are the coins that are no fun. The ones that are like got a mushed gummy bear in them or something. Those are nasty. It looks like it's got rabies. Yeah. Not far off, man. It's not a pretty coin, that's for sure. Not gonna win any beauty contests. I think it's beyond mint state. Come on, box. You were going to be my 6 W's, I think. Everything's going to be in one roll. Look at that. Someone painted that one. Keep all the goods in one roll. Come on now. I think everybody's working. Oh, I thought it was going to be silver for a second. It's not. That's what happens when you do things impromptu like I normally do. You don't get thousands of people showing up. That's okay. I was going to hunt the coin anyway, so I figured it's better to stream it and have a handful of people show up. Trying to get my watch time up. It's been pretty low. Need to get myself a viral video or two so I can get my watch hours up. Got a couple that I'm working on that have taken some time and some research. Hopefully it'll pay off a little bit, but until you put it out there, you're never sure. Yeah, most people were up, I think, late last night. Plumber Stacker, I mean, he streamed till probably past 1 o'clock last night. Yeah, I'm not even close to monetized. But to be monetized, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. And those are the minimums on both before they'll even consider monetizing you. So that's why you see people pushing for 1,000 subs. I will probably be to 1,000 subs before I get to my watch hours, though. So I need to get my watch hours up. I do not have even 1,000 watch hours yet, and I need to have 4,000. So on the little bar that they say, this is how far you got before you can get monetized. The subs looks decent, but the watch time does not. I just need to have a 20-minute video, get a couple of 1,000 views, and I'll be in much better shape. Jesse Young, welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping by. Your picture always throws me off, man, with being sideways like that. I always feel like I gotta tilt my head. Yeah, I go to their live streams. I don't know. I've just been. I should probably do a little bit more shameless plugging than I do. I mean, like, I go to a lot of streams that I generally will watch and listen and hang out. I'll comment to people that I know, but for the most part, I'm generally hunting coins or just enjoying the streams versus plugging. I should probably plug more. It would probably help my efforts, but I don't know. I just haven't. I've never done that. I know that most of the streams allow that. I just haven't. I probably should. Yeah, I've definitely been on their live streams. I've definitely been on their auctions. But I have not plugged. Yeah, I probably should. Maybe I will next time. I think it just depends on the day. I need to get myself a mad stacker wheel where I have like 200 people that stay on for like 10 hours straight. Get all your watch time in one night. He kills it with those wheels, man. Yeah, no, the audience is definitely one that would work, but like I said, I haven't gone that route yet. It's slightly out of my comfort zone, but. Now we got an S minted White Mountain 2013. Non-proof NIFC. Yeah, I don't even know what the money looks like. I honestly think from what I've seen from most people, or at least most people in the coin, they make most of their money, I think, off of super chats and doing live streams than they do off of anything else. I want to say that when I talked to Pa Spare Time when he first started, he made like 12 cents a day off his ad revenues. So we're not talking mad money. But if you do a couple of streams a week and you can get $100 to a couple $100 of super chats, then it is whatever that is. And I think it also, the other thing too is it's super chats, and once you get to 1,000, you can start doing channel memberships. Whereas if you do channel memberships prior to that, you have to go through a separate source like Patreon or something like that. Like I said, I'm just kind of doing my thing, and 12 cents, yeah. Yeah, auctions can be profitable. I think it really just depends on what you consider profitable and what you're able to pick up stuff for. You know, if I can find this W quarter for 25 cents and I can sell it for 10, it can be profitable. But you also have to be willing to give up whatever it is you find, or unless you're going to go try to find deals on eBay or at a coin store that you can flip. I think that's what most of them do, is they just cherry pick deals from their local stores, and they're not making huge money. It's just really more of the socialization aspect of it, and they're able to make a couple of bucks an item and have some chat, have some fun, and it's good for their channel because you know, if you do an auction, that is going to give you some large watch time, simply because you'll have people there sitting around waiting to see what's going to be auctioned off next. So it's certainly a great way to get watch time. Yeah, it can still be a hobby and a business. I mean, I think what Coins and Coffee does for the most part is he's liquidating his excess, or at least that's what he's doing right now, where he'll have a bunch of tubes of buffaloes that are just taking up space, and it's better to put 20 bucks in his pocket. But he also has some things I think that he's picking up from the local store that he's able to get at a good enough price that he can sell it and make a couple bucks on it. It's a lot of work, though. It is a lot of work, but like I said, I think most of them do it to help expand their channel and to gain watch hours, and eventually you can get someplace like Rob does, where people will pay a ridiculous premium just to buy items from you, because he sells stuff well above market price, but he'll tell you that's because people are supporting his channel. So at the end of the day, people will do what they want to do, and that is fine. Yeah, it's definitely a way of doing it. I don't have enough to auction off right now. Auction certainly would be a way to do it, but you also have to attract the eyeballs to get people in there. I know that it's taking Coins and Coffee some time to get a regular captive audience there, but he does a good job now. He's got people there every week that check out his stuff, and you know, he's able to make a couple of bucks in the process. So be it, but it definitely is helping his watch time to get the hours he needs. I'll be right back. Ooh. Yeah. Oh. Dog dress, going crazy. Yeah, no, a lot of people definitely go to RFT for exposure. Simply because, but you know, a lot of the people that are buying stuff from him aren't necessarily gaining exposure. A lot of people will go there for giveaways for the exposure. I don't know that it necessarily always translates though. But that's just me. I'm much more about organic growth. Because I think that at the end of the day, it translates to much more loyal subscribers. But it's definitely a slow process. That is for sure. I mean, if you look at most of the people that are knocking on the door of 1,000, they've been around for about a year. That seems to be kind of the number. Unless you get a crazy viral video or some kind of exposure nationally from some kind of outlet where you get some unnatural flow of traffic. That seems to be a par for the course. Hang on again. Get in there. Oh. Yeah, no, I certainly enjoy his content, but I haven't necessarily gone on to the live streams because I don't know. I'm not. I go to a live stream to kind of talk with people. It's kind of more of a chat aspect than. I don't necessarily love besides the chatting aspect of it. I don't know. It's just not as exciting. It's long and drawn out. I like it from a background noise standpoint when I'm doing research or plowing through some coins. That's good background noise for me. That's what I use it for more than anything. He definitely runs his channel like a business, though. That's for sure. Which is not a bad thing. It's just that's a choice you make when you're going through this. Whereas there's other people within the community that do it really, I think, with more of a passion mind. I think that, if you look at Ravenhawk Coins versus Rob, you'll see kind of those two to me are two dynamics. They're both very well-known people, but Rob is much more business, whereas Ravens is much more passion for the hobby, I think. Yeah, no, it's a great way to connect with other people, and for example, that's where these trades come from, and you're able to do some cool stuff. I mean, I've met some really cool people that have enabled me to expand my collection and learn stuff, and it's a great way to do things. That's for sure. And see stuff. I mean, like I don't know if you ever saw the video from Coin Hunter Chris, but that collection dump that he got, that I'd love to find someday. Like, you'd never see that if you weren't really kind of paying attention, where it's just like, wow, that stuff still does happen. Whereas I go into a bank just like he went into a bank, and he's like, oh yeah, we've got those $50, and I get them in tubes, and they're super pretty, and they're all clad. This comes in a penny box, and it's all old silver. Oh, gosh. Craziness. Alrighty here. This is pretty pathetic, man. These guys were in one roll. So, theoretically speaking, I could have gotten one roll from the bank and done as well as I did today. Yeah, if you go back, let me see if I can find it real quick. It's epic. It might even be epic, named epic, but the picture just shows like a bunch of old coins. He went to he scored at 2 different banks in the same day, but he got Ikes, he got Walkers, he got Benjis, he got just ridiculous. He got a full roll of silver quarters. But the crazy thing was he got all of that stuff, but then nickels were nothing special. The pennies were nothing special. It was a weird group of coins, but he got 2 different sets of coins from 2 different banks, and it was an amazing haul. Amazing haul. I want to say it was like something stupid like $90 face of silver. that he paid face for. Wow, I can't believe this box. That's pretty crazy. Not a single foreign in here either. Wow. It's an odd one. Yeah, a little bit more than exciting, man. I would lose my mind. I mean, he basically picked up a penny box that was, the whole bottom of it was covered with Walkers, Benjis. I don't think he got any. I don't think he got any Barbers, but a bunch of old stuff, man. It's beautiful. It was just weird too because he got a full roll of silver quarters, but the dimes were all like modern. So it's like, what? How did those live next to each other? Because you know it came from the same place. Alrighty, I'm wrapping this up. I appreciate you stopping by. I will probably stream later tonight with my other halves that I'm going to get because my son's got scouts tonight. So I'm not going to be able to hunt them until he's done. That's 250. So I got to make my boxes right. That's right, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, that's right. Snap my boxes right. Like I said, I appreciate you stopping by. It was good to talk to you. And again, thank you for that stuff, man. It's actually right here. Let me show you what I've got. Because I worked all weekend on that because I didn't have much for the coins. But I've got all your stuff right here. I actually just need to redo these. I'm not sure. I haven't decided whether I'm going to reflip these or not, the ones that you already labeled. I think I might leave them like that since they're labeled. I just don't know how they're going to look in the book, so that's not yours. And this isn't yours. So I've got all the stuff flipped up and marked as far as what it is, years, and where it's from, and mintages, and all that kind of stuff for all the foreign stuff. I've got the wheats are here in these rolls. The buffalo, one of them did fill a hole in my book. I didn't check the other ones. I'm sure the other ones filled a hole in my book, but I set those aside. After watching the video, that one that was a PDNS, I need to go back and check. I think that one of those is going to fill a hole. But I set the American monies in a different spot. Here are the buffaloes that I still need to check against my book. And then I got the 2 Canadians. I know I got a bird sat, and I think this one I have, and that's why it's in here, so I'll put it with my extras. I need to check these, and the V-nickel will go with my other V-nickels. I do not have a V-nickel book. Yeah, I figured as much. I figured the tubes were either to keep stuff from moving around or to store stuff in. I figured that you might say, hey, take them out of this paper that I wrapped them in and put them in this when you're done. But I did that with the wheats, so that way they stay. I actually put them in order, so they're all nice and schmorganized as far as the extra ones, and then I need to compare it against holes that I have in my book. But the other 2 I thought was going to be for these coins, but I will make good use of them for sure. So, again, thank you. I appreciate you stopping by this morning. Enjoy the remainder of your day. I would say, based upon you starting as early as you did this morning, you probably are more than halfway through your day already. So enjoy the remainder of it. I will probably be back again this evening, and hopefully I can find some more silver or some more W's. But I appreciate you stopping by and visiting. It was very nice. I can get you more twos. I get them for cheap. Oh yeah, I've been buying. Actually, I need to get some more penny tubes. I'm trying to. I one of the things that I've done is I'm trying to. I'm not going to do it with my copper pennies, but I don't know if you saw my thing or not. But with my copper, I'm not going to do it. But I might do it with my 81s. But here are my 81s. My world record box right here. So I've got 14 rolls of 81 so far. Going for the world record. I think I need, what is that? A little over 500 plus, that's 700 I have. So I'm only 49,000 away. Actually, a little bit more than that. 49,000 and change away. Oh, sweet. Yeah, I've got some. I just untubed a bunch of my quarters, so I had stuff that was not organized very well. But I will get it figured out. I've really got to get myself more organized than I currently am, and that's what I've been kind of trying to work on. Because I got stuff all over the place. It's a mess. So, hey, and if you're sitting aside 81s, I greatly appreciate that as well. It's going to be fun. I think that we can get there. I know that I can get there. It'll just take me a lot longer if I have to do it by myself, but I'm sure that there's a number of people in the community that would be more than happy to help me out, and it'll be a fun little thing to go after. So, alrighty. I'm going to get out of here so I can get to the bank before my youngsters get out of school. Take this coin back and get some fresh coin. And I'll catch you tonight. Again, thank you for stopping by. It's greatly appreciated. And enjoy the rest of your day.